Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalom, Mak, and Shabbat Shalom. Where you at, T1?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. How you doing?
Everything copacetic, my brother.
Khan.
You know what I'm talking about.
I already know.
Yeah. Well, it's time to get into it.
That's right.
And the title today is we talking about Keturah's children. We doing a little some trying to discuss where are the descendants of Keturah today.
Khan.
And to open up to talk about Keturah and her children, we're going to start at Genesis chapter 25. Genesis chapter 25. I'm going to read, we're going to go from verse 1 to verse 18.
Verse 1 to 18.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
All right.
Let me write that down in the chat.
Bet. And it's starting at verse 1, and it reads, Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bare him Zimran and Jokshan and Medan and Midian and Ishbak and Shua, and Jokshan beget Sheba and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan were Shuram and Latushim and Lumim. And the sons of Midian, Ephah and Epher and Hanok and Abida and Elda. All these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country. Now we know that Abraham's wife Sarah was dead, but it still refers to her as a concubine. And, Hagar, which he had, Ishmael by, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of strange, ain't it? But let me continue reading. As you see, they went to the eastward to the east country. And these, verse 7, and these are the days of the years of Abraham's life, which he lived 103 and 15 years. That's 175 years. Then Abraham gave up the ghost and died in a good old age, an old man, full of years, and was gathered to his people. And his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in a cave of Machpelah, in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, which is before Mamre. Verse 10, the field which Abraham purchased of the sons of Heth, there was Abraham buried, and Sarah his wife. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham that Yah blessed his son Isaac. And Isaac dwelt by the well Lahori Roy. Excuse me for my pronunciation. Verse 12. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, as you see, Hagar was an Egyptian. And so that was a mixture right there with Ishmael. Sarah's handmaid bare unto Abraham. And
Con.
these are the names of the son of Ishmael, by their names, according to their generations. Firstborn Ishmael, Nebajoh, and Kedar, and Abiel, Mibsam, and Mishma, and Duma, and Massa. Adar, Tema, that name Tema gonna come up again. Tema, Timnan, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedema. These are all the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their towns, by their castles, 12 princes, according to their nations.
Con.
You see, Ishmael had 12 tribes, just like Isaac. When you get to Jacob, it was 12 tribes.
Right.
Yes, sir. 17. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people. And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur, that is before Egypt. As thou goest toward Assyria, he died in the presence of all his brethren.
Right.
Okay. Now, I had to explain all that. That's to get us started on this journey. Because you know, we know that Keturah was his third wife, right? But Hagar was his, with the she had the child, she was the mother of Ishmael. So when we go deeper into this, you're gonna see why I had to explain all this, why we had to go to all this. All right. Before I move on, you got any comments or anything you want to say, T1?
I think it's very important to understand that when we're talking about this lineage, that because that's what we're doing right now is bringing up the lineage of the children of Abraham. Okay, so not only did he bring up Sarah, right? He brought up those of Keturah as well. Now, you also bringing up the children of all of those children, but what we have to also understand is there's an importance between Isaac, Ishmael, and the children of Keturah. Okay,
Right.
but that's all I have to say.
All right.
Just to basically give everybody an understanding on why it is that we're bringing up the lineage of the children.
Right. Right. Now, let's go and bring up, let's see. We need to go and talk about Keturah, right?
Right.
Abraham's third wife, because this is the subject. This is the whole subject we wanted to bring up today. Now, let me find myself. Okay. I kind of
Is it a
jumped around.
possibility I could? Is it a possibility I could bring up First Chronicles chapter 1?
Okay, let's do that first.
All right. Just to give a little, just to put a little bit of meat on this bone.
Right.
Let me go ahead and write it down in the chat real quick. This is First Chronicles. See, because Chronicles talks a lot about lineages and things of that nature. Okay, so this should
Right.
give us a little bit more meat on that bone that we picking right now.
Right. Then I'm gonna go into Keturah's lineage.
Okay, that's cool. We're gonna read from we're gonna read chapter 1 from verse 28 to verse 34. All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's
And
get it.
all right, so here it is. It says verse 28. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 27. It says Abram. The same is Abraham. Okay, so in the beginning, his name was Abram, and it was changed to Abraham. The same thing with Sarai. She ended up becoming Sarah. But let's fast forward. It says verse 28. The sons of Abraham are Isaac and Ishmael. These are their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael is Nebaioth, then Kedar, and Abdim, Abim, or Abil, Salakia, and Mibsam, Mishma, and Duma, Massa, Hadad, and Tema. Again, we said you was going to see that name again. It says Keturah, Naphish, and Kedama. These are the sons of Ishmael. Now, if everybody know, Hagar had Ishmael before Sarah had Isaac. Okay? So this
Right.
is the reason why we're talking about Ishmael first. Okay, now watch this. It says, now these are the sons of Keturah, Abram's concubine. Now, this is very important. It says she bare Zimran and Jokshan and Medan and Midian and Ishbak and Shua and the sons of Jokshan, Sheba, and Dedan. Okay. Now it says, and the sons of Midian. Okay. Ephah and Epher and Hinach and Abidah and Eldah. All these are the sons of Keturah. You see that? All of these are the sons of Keturah. And it says, and Abraham begat Isaac. The sons of Isaac are Esau and Israel. Okay? So we stop with that. So now we understand how Abraham was the father of all these children through 3 women, all the way until we get all the way down to Esau and Israel, who we know is to be Jacob. And that's why I'm going to finish at.
Right. I'm slipping. I already told in 25 I talked about the children of Keturah. But I had to explain all that because this was during the time of Abraham's death, and it was showing you how that how he blessed his son Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
He gave everything he had,
Right.
but all the other children he just gave gifts to.
Yeah.
But I said that to say this: Keturah's children and Ishmael, you're gonna find out that they end up being around each other all the time and intermixing. But before I go there, let's go to Genesis chapter 16.
Genesis chapter 16.
Verses 1 through 4, then I'm gonna read 11 through 16.
So you on Genesis chapter 1?
16.
Genesis chapter 16, verse 1 through 40, correct?
Verse 1 through 4, then I'm gonna go 11 through 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
just okay. Now Sarah, Abraham's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abram, behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go into my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah. And Sarah, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, and Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, Abram, to be his wife. And he went unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Then jump down to verse 11. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord have heard thy affliction, and he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And he shall, and she called Salakia, and she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that sees me? Wherefore the well was called Bir La Hayroi. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abram was 86 old. He was 86 when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. Now, you're gonna see what I'm getting to when at the end. But see, I'm trying to establish, first of all, where Ishmael went to after, Sarah, put him out, put her out the house and made her run into the wilderness. Then you'll see where I'm going. Genesis 17, 20 through 21. I'm gonna use now. Genesis 17, 20 through 21. Now, this is explaining how the Most High told Abram, don't be grieved for, me getting you to, your wife needs to listen to her, send the Hagar and the child away. Abraham didn't like it, but, that's what happened. That's what the Most High told him to do.
Can I mention something?
Go ahead.
Before we go any further, you have to what a lot of people not understanding. Abraham rather, he did not want to deal with Hagar, but because Sarah she did not have faith in what the Most High had told her.
Right.
She went and took it into her own hands. This is something that we see early on in the Bible, where a lot of women, instead of listening to the voice of the Most High, they take things into their own hands, and then
right.
it ends up becoming bitter, okay, or it becomes sour. So now here it is. Sarah is like, okay, I want my husband to have an heir. He needs to have somebody that's going to carry his name. Okay, so when we read the scriptures, we find out about how about just different things about how the firstborn son is supposed to inherit certain things and so on and so forth. Well, boom, here it is. Hagar has the first son, Ishmael. But that was not the son that he ended up getting a promise. He ended up inheriting something. But now that's not the son that ends up gaining the inheritance, which we find out later on is through Sarah, who had Isaac, who had Israel or Jacob. So now we are finding out in this story where I always say her name the wrong way. Keturah. Now we're finding out what's going on with Keturah and her sons. Go ahead, Hondo. Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm back. All right.
Okay.
Genesis chapter 17, verses 20 through 21. And like I said, and as for Ishmael, this was the Most High talking to, Abraham. And as for Ishmael, I've heard thee. Actually, at this point, the Most High is talking to Hagar, because you remember, when she got sent away, she was out there and, kind of starving, thirsty and stuff. And she was praying to the Most High. As for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him and will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. So the Most High made it plain and clear. Yep, 12 tribes gonna come up out of him, but Isaac, the son of the promise. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
The his blessed people gonna come up out of, you know what I'm saying? Gonna come up out of Isaac. And
Which is basically
Isaac had
out of
Jacob.
Sarah. Which is basically
Yeah,
out of Sarah, which the Most
right.
High had established way before any child was created.
Yeah. And I was just wrong right there. This was the Most High talking to Abraham. I got twisted up a little bit.
Con.
But yeah, he was talking to Abraham because at the time, Abraham was like, yeah, I'm going to have to get one of my servants. I ain't got no child. I'm going to have to get Eleazar and give him all my stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Most High to let him know, man, hey, you might be old, your wife old, but look, y'all going to still have a child. That's the seed of promise. If you ever notice with the Most High, he like to get glory out of something that's done. He could have gave Abraham children when he was 20 or 30,
Yeah. Yeah, for
but
sure.
he had to make it look like he had to say, okay, I'm gonna do something that I got to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? When it's like that's how his promises work, man. He got to get glory out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Con.
you don't see nobody 90 and 99 years old having no children now. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
So he had to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
you'll know it was him did it.
Yeah.
But
And he even started at 86. He started his first child at the age of 86, which was Ishmael.
right,
So, and then not only does he make it great by giving him one child, but he gives him well over 24 sons.
right.
Well over.
Yep. And that's not even counting Keturah's children. So I think
Con.
it added up. Let's see. His child by Keturah, he had Jokshan, Zimran, Midian, Medan, Ishbak, and Shua. Now this was
I think he had about 9 through Keturah. I think he had
yeah,
about 12 through Hagar, which is 21 right there. And then
yeah,
he had Isaac 21, 22. So well over 22. But what I was saying,
yeah,
basically well over 12. He had around 24,
yeah,
around
yeah.
24 children just off men. We just talking about men.
Right.
We just talking about
They ain't,
male children.
yeah, they ain't even counting the daughters. Yeah, that's why he the father of many nations.
Con.
Woo!
I, I'd also like to bring up a remembrance to the scripture that you brought up in Genesis 16, verse 12, when he says,
Right.
and he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. So if you look at Abram's children, it's kind of understood through this verse that he's going to even be around some of Keturah's children as well.
Yep. Which
I
goes
thought,
back, which gonna go lead us right there into Jubilees. But that's for next time. Today we just giving an introduction to what to Keturah and Abraham's lineages and all that. That's what we doing today. Yes, sir.
yes,
But then when you look at the fact that when we look at the fact that he had all those children And then these was a bunch of different nations came up out of this. It was a bunch of different nations. But you know what? I think we can go on and go into Jubilees and go on hey, you want to keep going? Or you want to
Hey,
cut it
look.
off for the day?
You know what? Just because we got to go into the Book of Jubilees, it probably would be better to cut it off for today, so that way when we get to it, you know what I'm saying. Like you said, this is the introduction.
Right.
You know, we could get them the meat on the next go around.
Yeah, you're just giving the introduction.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna try. Because the next time on part 2, we're gonna explain where all those people went, where they lived, and everything.
Yeah.
And who are these people today? I think we can have it done in 2 parts, man.
Yeah, that sounds good. That
Maybe,
sounds real good.
maybe not.
Right, most high willing. Oh man.
But the scripture gonna show you who these people are. And they're gonna make a lot of sense to you because it's certain lands that these people dwell that they still at today, even though you're gonna see a lot of, strange stuff, but you're gonna get to it.
Well, in the meantime, in between time, I do since we're gonna be closing out soon, I want to make sure we give a shout out for the 12 tribes scattered abroad, and praying
Yes,
that no
sir.
hurt, harm, and danger come to them, and that the Most High bless them, all that's in this truth, and all those that sleep, that they get woke, and that the wicked be punished and the righteous be blessed. And for all of those that are our people, you know what I'm saying, we just pray that the Most High keep his hand on us so that oppression and all the other things of life don't hold us down and bear us down, that we be more than conquerors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yep, this was your introduction to Keturah's Descendants. Next time we're gonna come back, we're gonna dig in and show you where all these people went in ancient times and bring it on up to the day. Yes, sir. Until next time, peace and love and safety in the Most High. And with that, peace out.
Peace out.